It's your boy, this is Galvin. I'm coming at you guys with episode 27. And as y'all remember, we just got to Lexi's door. We don't know what's going on. We don't know how this is going to work. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know who I'm going to run into. All I know is I'm at Lexi's house. Y'all remember that? If you haven't, see the next episode. Pardon the wig. Got to get this cut, though. Probably the next video will be cut. I don't know. Does it fucking matter? I don't give a shit, nigga. I'm going to the beach today. Anyway, let's get down to this real quick. I definitely want to get this out to you guys so you guys know what's going on. As you guys know, quick recap for those that don't know. Life has been pretty dark up until this point. I lost Mia, lost a few friends, kind of, looking at things like, damn, practically don't have a place to go. I have my apartment now, but, everything's pretty shitty. And then now, as of right now, things are looking up a little bit. So let's get into what happens next. So, as you guys know, I pull up to Lexi's house. We're going on a date. It's kind of like a date, but it's not a date. It's one of those things. Can't go that side. It's one of those things that's not a date, but it's more along the lines of, it's like we're going to hang out. Because remember, as I told you guys before, she has a boyfriend. You've already made this clear, but it wasn't like that kind of date. But it was something. Like I told you, it was weird. So I go to the front door. I knock on the front door. Door opens up. I see this huge, massive staircase, mad wood, and then I see some guy. The guy is her dad. Her dad's relatively nice. He was like, hey. I was like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I introduced myself, sitting there, chatting it up. He asked me, he's like, yeah, all right. I'm like, oh, let me show you this right quick so I can actually have a license. So I was the one to initiate showing him my license. Like, hey, check this out. I do have a license. Everything's legit. And then as soon as he has my license, Lexi comes from the top of the steps. Now, when I seen Lexi, I didn't know it was Lexi. That's got to give you guys an idea of what she looked like. I never showed you guys a picture of what she looked like when she was younger because I didn't have an actual picture of her back then. But here it's been quite a few years, and I see her, and it's like, I'm like, who the hell is that? I'm honestly thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, this must be her sister or something. Because I know she had a sister or something like that. So I'm just like, yo, what the hell? It's actually her. Now, the difference with her was she wasn't thick anymore. Like, she wasn't, big. She was really, really stylish. She had a lot of style. She had a lot of curves. She just looked really nice. She was really, really pretty. I'm going to show guys a picture of that either in the description, which I actually probably won't do that. I'll show you the beginning of next video what she looked like at this current time, because I do have a picture. I see her and I'm just like, oh, wow, this is crazy. I didn't say that out loud. I was just smiled. I was like, oh, snap. Our dad tells me, have her back, blah, 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 blah. I think he said, it was 6 at the time. I think he's 6 or 7. He said 8 or something like that. So I was like, all right, cool. Not a problem. I'm mad excited. She comes down the steps. I don't remember what she was wearing, but she was wearing something casual, but she looked really nice. I could tell she put some time into that. And mind y'all got to understand something. Up until this point, right? There has been no relationship that I've had my whole life that's been normal. I've never been able to just kind of walk to a door, knock on a door, meet somebody's parents, greet them, be able to take their daughter out. Never was able to do that. So this was a first, and I was pretty excited about that. But I wasn't taking her on a date, though. That makes sense. Anyway, but it wasn't, but it was. Essentially what we were supposed to do was go get some stuff because she was going to help me design my room. My room in the new apartment that I got. But, unfortunately, we didn't do that. So this is what we did. We get in the car. Oh, wait. Y'all got to know something. My car at this point has a broken door. Now, I don't remember what I did to mess this door up. I don't remember. But the door doesn't open at this point because the fender's bent. I don't remember what I did, though. So the fender's bent, door doesn't open. So the way to get in and out of my car, you got to have to jump through the window. In the window and out the window. So I was like, yeah, the door doesn't open. I know it's embarrassing, but you're going to have to hop in. She looked at me like I was joking. I was like, no, I'm dead serious. I'm like this. And then I just jumped in the window and then hopped over to the driver's seat. I'm like, come on, let's go. I'm like, if you need help, let me know. She's like, no, I don't need help. I can get in. So she goes and hops in, plops in the seat. I'm like, all right, cool. So we're driving down the road and we're talking. And I'm like, yo, are you hungry? Do you want to go get something to eat or something like that first? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, do you know where this place is? A place we can go? She's like, yeah, it's blah, blah, blah. So we start driving down that way. And for some reason, it was closed that day. So we get all the way down there to this place that we were supposed to go, and it's closed. But it shouldn't have been. It should have been open. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go get something to eat. Since this is closed, this kind of ruins the whole thing. We might have to set this for a different date. She's like, okay. So we go all the way down some freaking restaurant, some Italian restaurant, and we're chilling and we're talking. Now, when we're talking, I don't know how it got to that. She was asking me, what have I been doing in this entire time since she hasn't seen me? And I was just explaining to her, like, most of my situation. I was kind of leaving out the whole relationship thing, but I wasn't. I was telling her, like, you know, I was here, I was dating somebody, I came all the way here, I was doing all this other crazy stuff, and, you know, blah, 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 this, and this happened. And I kept it real. I was like, yeah, I kind of ruined that relationship, but, you know, all things have to come to an end. You know, it is what it is. But I'm here now, I got my own place, I got this job, trying to get things moving. And she just, I guess when she heard that, like, she heard my struggles and some of the things that I went through, and she kind of related it to her boyfriend, because her boyfriend also was struggling at the same time too, but he just wasn't pulling through it. He kind of was just making excuses, blaming other people, blah, 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 doing that kind of stuff. So she kind of admired the fact that I was able to do that, and the fact that I had a car, the fact that I had a job, the fact that I had my own place. She kind of admired it. She really did. And, you know, my intellect, I'm kind of a good person to talk to from things like that. So she starts going into what's bothering her. She's talking about, oh, you know, he did this or he's doing that on blah, blah, blah. She's just telling me all this stuff about pretty much the typical douchebaggery that you'd get from just certain types of dudes. Just typical stuff like, oh, I don't know if he's cheating, blah, blah, blah. You know, you guys already know. This kind of goes into that good guy versus bad guy thing. Like, you know how the girls don't really want the good guy, they want the bad guy. It kind of goes into that whole thing. He was pretty much a generic bad guy. So we're sitting there chatting it up. We finish eating, and you know, the way I ended that conversation was I was telling her, like, you know, I told her straight up, I was like, you may look at it like a very difficult situation, but with most of these situations or most of these relationships, essentially it's just going to come down to willpower. I'm like, if you guys will it to work, it will work. I'm like, you're loyal, right? I'm like, she's like, yeah. I'm like, he may not be loyal, but if you guys work together, then you guys will be all right. That's what I told her. I was like, you just gotta, and I wasn't chomping on him. I wasn't getting at him. I wasn't trying to say, yo, break up with him. I didn't say any of that. I was just telling her, yo, like, if you really want this to work, you can make it work. If you know him well and you believe that it can work, it can work. And I guess there's something about that answer, because I guess she was expecting me to just get at him and try to make myself look better, but I didn't even try to do that. I'm not one of those guys that really want to go out and try to make myself look better than anybody else. I believe actions speak louder than words. So I'll let my actions speak. If you get to know me, then you get to know that I'm better than particularly whatever you think. You know, you may think I'm not as good as I am. You may think I'm better than I am. Regardless, it's all perspective, you know? So, long story short, we get in the car. I turn the neons on. And I'm just driving, right? Now, I'm playing some kind of I had a really nice mix of music. I was playing something, but the way my car worked, every time the kick would hit, the whole car would pulse green. This is a funny memory. I was driving, right? I'm driving manual. I don't drive automatic. I'm driving manual. I'm like just cruising, right? And I remember specifically, her hands were on her lap. Her hands were on her lap. We were going down this really dark road. I don't even know where the hell she was leading me. There was no street lights and there was no cars. I was like, what the hell is this? We're cruising down the road. And I remember distinctively, every single time the light flashed, I seen her hand on her lap. I'm just kind of looking at the corner of my eye. So I'm driving, I'm looking at her, we're still talking. And I remember she brought up, she's like, you know, it's so nice that you have, that you know, that you do all this. It's so nice that you have all this. I don't know if it was just, I don't know what it was about her. We were just clicking. And, hold on, let's let this car go by. So we're just clicking, right? She says something along the lines of like, oh, like, you know, I really appreciate you taking me out, blah, 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 blah. I see her hand on her lap, like this. And every time the freaking kick kicks, she's still talking to me, but I see her hand getting a little closer. So it's like, dude, like, you know, you see it here, beat goes, it's here, beat goes, it's here, beat goes, it's here. It's like that's what I was seeing, but my hand was on the shifter. So she started pulling she started bringing her hand over to my hand. I peeped this, right? Now, instead of being a bitch and being like, oh, let me just stay here and be normal, I was like, you know what? Let me see if I'm actually correct about this. I'm going to go all or nothing here. So let me take my hand off this shifter and put my hand on her lap. Now, this is something I learned when I was with Mia, is how to drive with only one hand in a manual. Like how to hold a girl's hand or have their hand on their lap while driving a manual. So I'm really good at driving with just my left. I'm a really good driver in general, but I have a lot of little tricks driving with my left only. So I can make U-turns, all kinds of stuff. So I hold her hand. Now we're holding each other's hand, we're talking, and I'm just holding her hand, and like the aura, like the feeling, it felt like electricity going through my arm. Like touching her, like holding her hand for the first time, it may sound so gay to some of y'all, because that does sound so gay. But holding her hand for the first time was electrifying. It's like, as soon as I touched her, it was just like vibes, yo. And I've been trying to tell people, that's a real connection. That's how you know you have a real connection with somebody, where certain little minuscule things are much more bigger than they seem. Like holding her hand was like electrifying. Like I said, I felt her presence in my arm. Like, you know, just shooting through my arm, and it was amazing. It was like, yo, this is nuts. So I'm holding her, she's talking to me, we're clicking, we're talking about just the way she feels. Like she's just like, wow, like, you know, I feel so like good being around you, blah 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 blah. I don't know if I was her rebound at the time, but essentially, remember, she had a boyfriend. She's just sitting there just like loving it, because all the stress and nonsense that she went through with her man, she wasn't used to having someone actually take her out. She wasn't used to having someone actually listen. She wasn't used to any of that. Plus, like, you know, she just wasn't used to that. Plus, we had a connection from before. So we're driving. We're talking, we're holding her hand. Eventually, the hand turned, her holding my hand turned into a hand massage, which is really nice. And we're just chilling. That's it. That's all we did. It wasn't like we did anything else. We're just driving around. Eventually, it gets to the end of the night. So I go ahead, and I'm like, okay, it's getting to the end of the night. Let me go drop you back off home. She's like, okay. Drive back home. Get out in front of her house. And it's like 7:50. Her dad wanted her home at 8. It's like 7:45, I'm sorry. So I get there, and I was like, yo, I told her shit. I was like, yo, it's been mad nice. I'm like, yo, I really need this. I haven't had